Should you move to Florida? That's the million-dollar question this week. First, let me cover last video. It was called Do Not Move to Florida. I had no idea it would go semi-viral. There's over 30,000 views. I have a lot of thumbs up, but I have a lot of thumbs down, which is unusual for this channel. But it's mainly because people who watched the video, they did not actually watch the video. They saw the title and they were offended, and they did not know who I was, what my videos were about. All they knew was I was saying do not move to Florida. I have over 12,000 subscribers as of this week, and most of you who watch this channel and you're a subscriber, you know how much I love Florida. I've made hundreds of videos talking about how to move to Florida. I've tried sharing everything that I've learned when I moved from Ohio to Florida, and I hope that it has helped some of you, and some of you have said it has helped, and it makes me happy to know that. So to start off with, I want to apologize to anyone who thinks that I do not like Florida, or I'm telling people not to move to Florida, because I don't say that. I don't tell people what to do. I don't tell people to move to Florida, not to move to Florida. I tell people how much I love Florida. I tell them how I did it. This channel actually is not about Florida, even though I talk a lot about Florida because, well, we love it and we live here. This channel really is about following your dreams, your goals, and not letting others tell you not to do something. You can listen, but don't let others make decisions for you. I named my last video, Do Not Move to Florida, because that is what people told me, and the people who want to move to Florida have been told by other people, do not move to Florida, or don't move to Florida. Those exact words. So that was the title. I had two people tell me it was clickbait. I have 575 videos. I have never used clickbait. I never will. I'm as honest as they come. I'm straightforward. I tell you what I think in a civil manner. So when people say things like that, I'm like, well, you don't know who I am, you don't know this channel, and if you do, then you're really misunderstanding the concept of clickbait. If you're a YouTuber, you should be taking the YouTube video creator training, which I have, and they will tell you specifically what clickbait is. My whole last video was about do not move to Florida, those words that have been told to people who want to move to Florida. So no, it's not clickbait. I'm sorry, we have to disagree on that. So as far as the thumbs down, many have even posted, I'm here to thumbs down and not watching the video. I'm sorry you didn't watch the video. I'm sorry you misunderstood. That was not my intention. I wish you would have watched the video, and you will see that the things I listed in the beginning of the video, all those things about Florida being too hot, too many bugs, this and that, that's not what I tell anybody. Those are the things that others have told the people who want to move to Florida. So I just wanted to make that clear. I mean, I had so many comments that I saw that people didn't watch the video. I'm like, why would you do that? I'm a very peaceful, calm, laid-back person. I'm pretty civil, I think. When I have a conversation with somebody and I don't agree, I just don't come and attack them and tell them to go back where you came from. If you don't like it, you know, you don't have to stay. And I'm like, who are they talking to? I love Florida, you know, so I just get kind of like, I actually feel bad for those people who are so negative, vulgar in some instances, mean. I actually feel bad because I feel like they're full of anger, and you can't be a happy person when you're so full of anger. I've got racist comments. I got just, oh, the comments. I have, as you know, YouTube has the option to block out certain words. I have kids watching this channel, watching our videos with their families. So this is a very family-friendly channel. So if you come to this channel and you want to express your opinion, that's fine, but please remember that families are watching, and if you are throwing stuff out there that's just not family friendly, it'll just go into the spam box and nobody's going to see it. But if you really want to be heard, please feel free to comment. Tell me what you think, but in a manner that is civil. I can't think of another word other than let's have a civil conversation about things. So about half of the comments, I think, that were thumbs down were people who were either not watching the whole video, and they even said so. I watched about a minute of it and they turned it off, or they said bad things about my poor dog, my little Chihuahua, innocent Chihuahua Cookie. The poor guy has a little tumor on his rear end, and the only reason I even bring up Cookie is because this channel is not just about Florida or just about one thing. It's a holistic approach to life, and in all of our lives we have a little bit of something. Some have kids, some are married, some have pets and animals and other things in your life, and I share my dog once in a while and what's happening with them, and I have my subscribers who have dogs, and I want to know how their dogs and cats and their lizards are doing, and they ask me, and so I share it here. The other half of the thumbs down, I think, were people who just are very unhappy. They're not happy with all the people moving to Florida. They're not happy with their own life. They're just not happy people, or they hate Florida. That's what they say, they hate Florida. And I'm okay if you don't like Florida, because Florida is not for everybody. It might be for me, and it might be for you, and you, and you, but it might not be for that person. But it doesn't mean you have to go and attack somebody's home state or a people. Some of you have posted racist comments that you did not like this group of people, this group of people, or this group of people. There's nothing I could say to you. Just, you know, be happy. I wish you well and go live your life, but please don't comment here about how much you hate other people, because it won't be shown. It'll just go into the spam box. I have some really, really nice people here on this channel, and you know who you are. You know I love you. You're always here commenting. You're watching the videos. You're awesome. Even though we may not always agree, we can have a civil conversation in the comments section, and that's what I really like. It's a safe place where nobody's judged. When someone says, get out of my state, this is the United States of America, belongs to everybody. I think people should live where they want. Florida is not the only beautiful state in this country. There's a lot of beautiful states, all of them, actually, that I've been to so far. And as a matter of fact, as far as the world goes, there's a lot of beautiful countries. Yes, there's different rules and laws in each state, each country, and it's up to you where you want to live and what's best for you and your family. So that's all I gotta say about that. Now back to, should you move to Florida? I think you should live where you want to live. It's not easy to move out of state or out of the country. It's expensive. So of course, if you watch my other videos, I have made many where I say to research very carefully where you want to live. Is there a job? Is it affordable for you and your family? Because what's affordable to one person may not be to another person. If you're coming from a place that's very affordable and you move to a place that's more expensive, well, you might not think it's affordable. If you're coming from New York City or New Jersey and you come down here, you're gonna say, hey, it's affordable. So when people say, oh my God, it's so expensive, it also depends where in Florida. It's a huge state. You got the Panhandle, you got Northeast Jacksonville area, you got the East Coast, you got Miami, you got Central Florida, you got Southwest Florida, you got Tampa Bay area. There's a lot of different areas. Some are very expensive for some people. Some are, you know, average, and other places are more affordable. And it will all depend on what you're looking for. Are you looking to be near colleges? Depends on what you want. So you'll have to just do your research. All your answers are in the internet. I wish the internet was around when I was younger, because there isn't anything I can't find out on the internet. So it's pretty cool to have that. And now with YouTube and social media, you can ask other people what they think, and some people will say they hate Florida, and other people say paradise is in Florida, we love Florida. So That's a big range. So that brings me to, will you be happy in Florida? Well, happiness is a very relative thing if you think about it. I think life has to be a holistic approach. You have to work on your health. You got to work on making enough money. You have to have good relationships. You have to make sure you have hobbies, and there's a whole lot more all in that. So happiness, you know, there's people who are happy all the time, no matter what happens to them. They make lemonade out of lemons. There's people who will be unhappy no matter what. I don't care if they win the lottery. I don't care if they're the healthiest person on the planet. They got everything, they're unhappy. And those of you who are happy people usually find a way to not dwell on something. For example, you want to move to Florida, but you can't find a job in your field, but you really, really want to move to Florida. Well, you're the kind of person who's going to make it happen. It doesn't matter if you're old, young, if you're disabled, you're going to find a way. You're one of those people who will find a way. You work online, you do different things to make ends meet so you could reach your goal. Now, just coming to Florida doesn't mean that all of a sudden you're going to be happy. I've made a video about that. It's happiness comes within here. So yes, the sun really can help out, I think, making somebody feel better physically. Like myself, I physically feel better in the warm and the heat. Other people do not like the warmth and the heat. They feel ill. So I understand that. Some people prefer the colder weather, so maybe that's where you should go. And again, back to Florida. Should you move to Florida, please do your research. What is it that you need to have to be happy? Is it just a warmth, or do you need a good paying job? Do you need really good schools for your kids? I know there's been in the comments that there's bad schools in Florida. Well, there's bad schools in every state. And same with traffic. I complain about traffic all the time. That's the one thing that bothers me. But it's not just Florida. It's anywhere where there's a city, there's gonna be traffic and horrible drivers. Mostly because I see people who are just very distracted with other things other than driving. So it's not a Florida thing when they talk about bad schools or talking about traffic. The heat, yes, it gets hot, but I'm from Ohio and I can tell you some of the summer temperatures and humidity were higher than Florida ever had been. So yes, it doesn't last, you know, maybe 4 months like it does in Florida, but so you've got pros and cons, and heat or cold should not make the difference in how happy you are in your life. Again, yes, it can help being in a place that you enjoy being in. Yes, there's pros and cons to living in Florida, but there is in every single state and every single country in this world. So should you move to Florida? You decide. There's so many variables and every one of us is very different. So again, I love Florida. I want to make that clear. I love every state that I've seen and that I've visited. And you know what? If you move to Florida and you don't like it so much and you prefer the state you were in, or you want to try a different state, there's nothing wrong with that. It doesn't mean that you failed. It doesn't mean that those people who told you not to move to Florida were right. It just means it wasn't exactly for you, and you might want to try a different state. You may want to go back home and realize that's where you want to be. You want to be with your family or whatever. Or you may just want to move to a different city in Florida. Well, thanks for watching. Thumbs up, please share, don't forget to subscribe, and most importantly, don't forget to live a passionate life.